Hey, this is Luke Symes with Salt Strong. Today we're going to be talking about stick anchors. First of all, just the importance of them, and then secondly, how to choose the right one. There's a pretty good amount of options out there. The truth is that they all work. Right? I've tested out a lot. I have 2 of them here. I've tried out multiple others. So the good news is that they all work, but there are some unique pros and cons to them all. And so first of all, just what is a stick pin? Because they're extremely useful. So anybody who's doing a lot of shallow water fishing, whether you're in a boat or a kayak or paddleboard, highly recommend getting one of these. It enables you to position yourself, to stop yourself, right, to anchor yourself down very quietly, and it's really strong. So in this case, I'm in a 17-foot boat. You know, any of them work, but I've used them in 24-foot bay boats, and even on days that's windy, along with current, these things hold really well. They hold a lot better than the traditional anchors in many cases, especially if you're on soft bottom. Because what these do is they just stick in the ground, and then once you get them down there, they will not go. And right now we're in hard sand, so I had to put a good amount of pressure, but it will not go, right? So if it's really windy or whatever, it'll flex, but it won't pull out. And what you need, it's really dependent on the actual material of the bottom is one thing that you're going to be using to help determine which one you get. Some of them are thicker than others, some of them are thinner. And so obviously if you're going to be using these pins like on the beach where there's like pretty firm sand like where we are now, you'll need the thinnest one you can find. And so stick-it pins make a pretty thin one, as well as this one from Wing Anchor. This is Wing Anchor, and a cool thing about Wing Anchor, and some of them, is they have some with metal tips, right? The more pointed and stronger the tip, the more aggressive you can get when you're putting them in the ground. But others come from Yak Attack. I use this on my paddleboard. Is that they float, so they're much thicker, right? It's really good for muddy bottom, and it floats. So if you drop it off of your kayak or your boat or whatever, it's not going to sink. I have lost these before, and it's frustrating. All of them are in the kind of the $60 to $70 to maybe $90 range. So there's not like a big price comparison. So it's really about just kind of getting the one that suits your needs best. And so one trick, right, if you want to be able to have a thinner, so like this stick-it pin has been one of my favorites. I've had this for many years. Just get that one in the ground. If you want to have a thinner one that actually does float, what you can do is get a stick-it pin, right, and then put one of those swim noodles on it. So get like 10 inches of swim noodle. It won't look very appealing, but if you drop it in the water, which I've done before, you're not going to lose it. So very convenient. As far as the length, what I recommend doing if you're going to get one of these, which again, if you're doing a lot of shallow water fishing, I highly recommend them. I have a power pole. I also have a stick anchor on my boat at all times. Sometimes the power pole might break, something might happen to it, or if I want to make sure that I'm in a fixed position no matter what, or if I'm anchoring over a long period of time, I don't want to use my power pole if I'm anchoring for 2 to 3 hours. If I'm going out camping overnight, I don't want to use my power pole because what's that water doing, right? The water's going up and down. The power pole is fixed from the boat, whereas a stick anchor is fixed on the bottom. And you just tie the rope, secure it, get on the bottom, tie the rope to your boat, and whether the tide's going in and out, you're good to go. So again, these are extremely good for shallow water anglers. And the key for measuring and knowing what size you want is really whatever size you can fit on your boat or on your kayak or whatever. Because I keep this on me at all times. I have a 7-foot one for my skiff. I wish I could fit a longer one, but I just can't. It is literally the longest one possible, where I can actually fit under the gunnels without too much effort. Right, it slides right in, and now I can just always keep it in here. It's never in the way. It is real convenient. But right, this one right here is 8 feet long. I take this on my paddleboard a lot. It's really helpful for the fact that I can anchor myself down in deeper water, but I can't take it on my boat, right? Because it just literally will not fit. I cannot run it up under the rod holders. It's just a little bit too long. And so if I can't store it properly, it's sitting right here, just taking up a lot of room, and becomes more of a hassle than what it's worth. So highly recommend getting one of these. As far as the length, get the longest one you can actually store properly without being in the way. And then as far as the diameter, do it based on the bottom contour, right? If you're gonna be on hard sand, you need the thinnest one possible with the strongest point possible. But if you're gonna be back in the bays, like the muddy bays, any of them work. And so that case, I will go with the one that floats, because it is just nice to know that even if you drop it, it's not going to go away and you can just get it right back. Oh, well, that's it for now. Just wanted to share just what I've learned after trying multiple ones of these out. If I missed anything, or if there's some other brands that I didn't mention that you think are worthwhile, please let us know. Use the comments down below. We're not affiliated with any of these companies, so whatever you say, overly good or overly bad about any of the brands, it's not going to be taken down. This is all about just us making sure that we get the best gear possible for the best price. So I'll put a link down below to some of these, so at least to the ones that I mentioned, and then as I hear back from more people, we'll just continually add to the post for the latest and greatest stuff on stick anchors. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time and watching. Hope to see you again soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and wear the line today.